Hello and welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. This is where we give you hot, fresh, and sizzling news all day long. If this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Please make sure you subscribe to this channel. This is the only place you can get reliable and authentic news from. So please stay subscribed. Also give this video a massive thumbs up. That we will encourage to keep giving you more reliable and authentic news. And YouTube will be able to recommend this video to other YouTube viewers all around the world. Life would be far simpler if we all truly realize that our time on earth is fleeting. A man once came to me, visibly troubled, to share a disturbing tale about how deeply corruption has eaten into the soul of Nigeria. He recounted how he had entered a gentleman's agreement with a director in a federal agency after securing a contract, an agreement to part with 15% of a contract's total value as kickback. All documents were signed, the deal sealed, but after receiving his first payment, the director suddenly informed him that there was a new minister in charge and that the agreed bribe has been increased from 15% to an outrageous 14%. The contractor was left baffled and shaken. How could he possibly fund the execution of a project after surrendering nearly half of a contract's worth? They called a meeting. The solution: inflate the contract from 25 billion naira to a staggering 107 billion naira and resubmit it for approval. Everyone in the loop, directors, ministry aides, and even clerical staff, were reportedly jubilant when the new figure was approved. They continued with the plan, greedy and blind to the consequences. But fate struck with chilling precision. The director and his son died in a ghastly motor accident just weeks after. Years passed. Then came a shocking letter from the late director's widow demanding the balance of the deal, a whopping 27 billion naira. Unknown to the contractor, the vague agreement he signed never clearly stated that the payment to the director, what the payment to the director was for. The matter escalated quickly. The families, through their lawyer, had allegedly connived with the judge. Within 3 months, the court ruled in their favor, ordering the contractor to pay the director's family 27 billion naira. No questions were asked about how a civil servant could lay claim to such vast wealth, not even a whisper of concern from the bench. The contractor appealed. He lost again. But when the case reached the Supreme Court, a panel of 5 justices took a stand. They declared it fundamental to establish the origin of the 27 billion naira in question. Where was the proof? Where were the receipts? Where did the federal director get such wealth from? They rule that no one can build something on nothing. Without any document backing the family's claims, the Apex Court dismissed the case and fined the director's family for wasting judicial time. This incident mirrors a larger tragedy in Nigeria, a nation where many civil servants enter public office poor and live as multi-billionaires, owning mansions in Abuja, Dubai, and London. We have seen directors in the Ministry of Works own fleet of cars while project sites rot. Top officials in health agencies stash millions meant for rural clinics. Education boards inflate budgets for ghost schools. Yet, they would wear white agbada to church and mosque, hailed as philanthropists. Nobody seemed to love this country anymore. The rot in Nigerian civil service has reached a scandalous peak. Everyone's mantra appears to be "still now, become a saint later." Sadly, after all these troubles, the contractor was killed by bandits last week along the Akure-Ilesha road. One thought struck me like lightning. What became of the wealth that had amassed so fraudulently? It remains here, untouched, unclaimed, useless. Both principal actors, director and contractor, have left it behind to meet their creator. We chase shadows, we betray our conscience, we ruin generations unborn, forgetting that life is a fleeting whisper. Power and wealth, influence, they all end in the grave. Nothing we gain dishonestly lasts forever. Let the story haunt the hearts of those who still think corruption is a clever game. Let's have your thoughts on your opinions in the comment section. What do you think of this? It's so sad because this just makes me wonder how many more inflated contracts is out there? How many more, exaggerated amount of money awarded to a contract is out there? We have numerous. I also want to draw our attention to the fact that, it wasn't just the director that would benefit from this money. The clerical staff, everybody from top to bottom, they know that they would benefit, which was why they were jubilating. This says a lot. It tells you that it is not just the president who is corrupt. It is not just the vice president. It is just not just the Senate president, the senators, the House of Representatives member, or politicians in general. We have individuals, amongst us in schools, in companies, government workers. Imagine a civil servant laying claim to 27 billion, not million this time around, 27 billion naira. And nobody even questioned the facts. You can imagine the wife also trying to lay claim to the money, laying claim to a money that is not even her husband's money. And it just mirrors the kind of society that we are in. You can be a billionaire today and nobody will even question how you came about it, notwithstanding the fact that you might just be an ordinary civil servant. I say an ordinary because I do not think that there is any civil servant in Nigeria that ends half or a quarter of $1 billion naira every month to be able to lay claim to 27 billion naira. You can imagine the rot in our society and how we lose money daily. Money that should have gone to building hospitals and bettering the lives of the masses, the poor. It's just going to one man's pockets. And we keep complaining and we keep borrowing money daily as if we do not even have enough. We're suffering in the midst of affluence. We're suffering in the midst of money, in the midst of gold. We have natural resources, but we keep borrowing to fund our projects. I don't even want to talk about budget padding because that's another story entirely. But God passed man, because God will always show that he is greater than any man. Imagine how the director, who thought that he was going to collect 27 billion naira, how he died mysteriously with his son, because God has a way of rewarding these politicians for all the wrongs that they have done. God has a way of rewarding you and I. God has a way of rewarding all of us for whatever we have done on this earth. Surely we are going to account for it. You keep hearing of, budget that was awarded 5 years ago, and because things are more expensive, they will award the budget. They will award the contracts, for ×3 of actual amounts it was awarded for 5 years ago. Now we are getting to find out the reason. The reason is because there was an agreement with the previous director, and this new director is so greedy that he wants almost half of the actual amount that the contract is worth, which is why you see many abandoned projects everywhere. Roads that are not completed, and nobody will complain. Who wants to complain? Because they have gotten their cuts, they have gotten their kickbacks. So who is going to hold the contractor accountable? Or is it a contract that was awarded to a non-existent company? Who is going to investigate? Who is going to find out? This is how, this is the decay. This is a deteriorating state that Nigeria is in currently. Let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comments section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching, guys. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.